Well, good afternoon. How are you? Hi, guys. Hi, Instagram. Hi, Facebook Live. I'm Rick Dancer. I have a meeting at 1 o'clock on the phone, so I thought I'd jump in here real fast. This afternoon at 2:30, we're going to be in downtown Eugene, down in the heart of this, what used to be the heart of the city, talking to a guy from Uganda. He's a singer, and he's here for a purpose, but we're going to talk with him about life in Uganda and kind of what he's doing and what life is all about, and kind of maybe challenge some of your beliefs a little bit. I know, that's really scary, isn't it? But what I wanted to talk with you really quickly about is, okay, so, we all know this is going to happen. Following my live show from the folks, the protesters downtown, the camping protesters. That's not what people want us to call them, but that's what they are. After doing a story down there the other day, and then last night they were kicked out. They were taken off the property. The county came in and took them off the property. I'm not saying that's because of my story. I think it's just because of people like you getting fed up with it. But what I find then is the next day, today, then all the little hate letters come in. The little nastiness, the little, you're a dick, things like that come in. And it just causes me to think, what is wrong with us? As people come on, put on your big boy pants or your big girl pants. If we can't disagree without getting into name calling, come on. That is so juvenile. It's not using your brain. And don't try to convince me that you're right and I'm wrong. You can make your point. I'm happy to listen, but your job is not to convince other people that they're wrong and you're right. Now, we can educate each other, but as soon as you start thinking somebody else is stupid because they disagree with you, you're on a very, very slippery slope. You're kind of standing on ground that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. But you don't care because you're right and we're wrong. I did have one guy write me, a gentleman. He totally disagrees with me, and I totally disagree with him. And but it was cool because we had a really nice conversation. It was frustrating because I think I was frustrating to him. But I think we walked away from it, and everything's fine. That's how it can happen. We aren't always going to get our way, and we're not always right. But I find it so interesting how people tell me what I'm supposed to know, and they haven't even talked to these people. I was there. I asked them questions. It was live. You saw it. I talked to them afterwards. And then these people online are trying to convince me that that's not what they think. Have you ever asked them? No. I did. And it's just so irrelevant. And then the people, I saw some folks from Portland saying some really nasty stuff about me, and I went, who's that? View, what's that? Hold on, I'm going to see what that is. We're going to see what happens here. It's okay to disagree. Yeah, it is. It is okay to disagree. I'm going to try something. Okay, let's cancel that. We have to get back to a place where we can disagree, but instead we call Ricky a big dick, and we make fun of people, and we try to belittle them and tell them how stupid they are, and it doesn't work. And I think that's what we need to get more of, is we need to be able to just speak our minds and not worry what people are going to think. And that's kind of the process, and that's really what I'm trying to say. I also had, when it rains, it pours. So I also had some people complaining anonymously to someone about the way I talk about someone with a different ability. And I find that really interesting because I don't use the lingo that then, somebody wants to slap me for it. And it's like, I think it is so easy to be critical of people and kind of what my mom used to say is going nitpicky. You find something wrong with everything. And I think there's just people that want to do that want to find something wrong with everything. And I understand this in my business too. I was on the air for 25 years. there's people that just hate me and they want to hate me, and so I could tell them that the sky is blue, and the way he said that, obviously he doesn't think the sky's blue. I mean, there's just people like that, and you just have to ignore them. Yeah, women likes you a lot, Josh. Is that what you're? Why is that? I've got 2 pages going here at once. So I'm over on Instagram on one page, and I'm on Facebook Live on the other. And so I don't know. I just found it kind of interesting that that people are so I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it's what it is. But I think the bottom line is that you have to do what you feel is the right thing. And I think if you do it in kindness, and it's not their version of kindness, because let me tell you, you're not. If you are in opposition with someone else, one of the first things they're going to do is say you're not being nice, you don't care, you're not compassionate, and that's all horse crap. My compassion may look different than yours, but maybe I look at you as saying you're really not compassionate because you're just doing this. You're being self-serving with your opinion. I mean, so it's really one of those things that you're never going to win those arguments, and there's just people that are haters, and there's people who just want to be offended. And so anything you do is going to offend them, and they're looking for it. Now, what bugs the hell out of me is when somebody goes behind your back and anonymously talks about you to someone else. This is the biggest chicken shit thing you can do. This is called chicken shit, okay? When you are somebody who, and this is what happened to me, you go behind my back and you complain to someone else, an agency, and you don't have the balls to come to me and say something. So if you really want to educate me that you would be talking with me, but instead you go behind my back into that agency. And unfortunately for this person, the agency and I have a really close relationship, and they understand that. But I find that really amazingly irritating, because it's like, if you don't have the guts to go tell somebody to their face, you should not be saying anything behind their back. I mean, you shouldn't be saying anything behind their back anyway. But what happened in our culture where we have decided we can be those kind of people, that we don't address things with each other. Yeah, I agree, junkie monkey. Josh, you can be honest. So I think, I'm glad we did what we did. I think we need to take a stand in our communities for what we believe to be right, and then we have to be willing to listen to the people that we disagree with, and maybe somewhere in the middle there's a compromise we can come to, where something good can happen like that. But if we're going to look out for people who are camping illegally and doing it to protest, then we also have to look out for the business person who's being hurt by that protest, and then we have to weigh and balance what we're going to do. We also have to, because one of the things this gentleman and I online disagreed about was he thinks it's good to put that homeless issue out in the public eye like that in front of everybody. And I agree, all of us needs to be thinking more about what we can do to help with the homeless situation in Oregon. Everything from extending the urban growth boundaries so we can have more affordable housing, to creating tiny house communities, to not building a city hall in Eugene and using that money to build a facility for people who are homeless. But when you stand out and scream and yell at people and barf on the sidewalks and stuff, it only takes that vision and makes people think everybody that's homeless is like that, and they are not. I bet it 90%, maybe more, of the people in our community, whether they're from the Mission or walking the streets of downtown Eugene, they are not that person. They got stuff going on, and they got hard times in their lives, and we need to find a way to support that and also have a standard in our community for behavior. So when the people that aren't like that, they're not taking everybody down with them. That's my big concern. And I don't think a lot of people see that. They think, yeah, stick it in people's face, and you don't shove anything in my face and make me accept it. That doesn't work. Does it work for any of you? I don't think it does. I don't think any of us is going to learn something by being forced to do it. But what it does then is, my fear is that it turns people away from the real problem. I don't think this is bringing education and awareness to the problem. It's what we need to be doing. Oh, wow. So hold on. This is kind of weird. So, Josh, you're from Nigeria. I've got a young man on my page, on my Instagram page, and he's saying, I feel really sad for what I've done. This is the first time I've seen you to speak live. You seem like a nice person, and I'm using your pictures for something bad, and it's not right, so I'm here to apologize. Wow. Josh, I don't know quite. I thank you for the apology. I know you're Nigerian. I've been on the phone 3 times today with people, women, who've almost been burned by people such as yourself, who steal my identity and try to trick women out of money. So that you have the balls to come on here and talk to me about that, I thank you for that. That you do that. What's the why do that to poor women who don't? How do you find the women? You're preying on women who are obviously lonely and sad, and then how do you find my picture? I'm really curious as to how you find my picture. I mean, where is it? Is it on a site that people use? Because Josh, I'm not kidding. I get this. I've had 10 this week. 10. It's not all you. Talk to me, please. Sorry, people on Facebook, you don't really know what's going on, but are you still there, buddy? I would really like to talk with you. I don't know. We all know it's bad. The economy is really bad here. So how many people, how did you get my picture? How do you get my picture? Can you tell me that? I really want to go, I don't either, actually. Hang on. I'm going to try something. Go live with Josh. Yeah. Josh, will you go live with me? Oh, you declined? Okay. So what's going on over here, guys, is I've got a young man that is admitting to me that he's in Nigeria, and he uses my picture to try to lure women to give him money. We follow your page on Instagram and Facebook. So is there a group of you who do this? And is that what happens? Okay, that's fine, Josh. Just keep talking to me, though, because I want to understand this, okay? So, Josh, is there a group of you who work together, and you all know that my picture's on it? Why do you pick my picture? I mean, how do you get that? Can you talk to me about that? Well, Josh, it's going to be really hard because you're in Nigeria and I'm in Eugene, Oregon. So for us to meet up is going to be really tough. I forgive you if you just stop doing it. If you stop using my picture, I do forgive you. Okay. But can you tell me more? How do I find out more about who these people are? Can you tell me? I mean, I don't want to get you in trouble, but and why did you call me? Why did you join on here? It's fascinating. We just follow you, get pictures and videos, and sift. It's bad, though. So, BMX, what happens is there's a group of kids in Nigeria, and they use my picture to try to lure women into relationships. They make them fall in love with them, and they really do fall in love with them, and they think it's my face, and then they start asking him for money. And I had one woman who was 72, and she gave them $5,000 to help with a daughter. I follow you and get pictures and videos only. So Josh, am I on a pay? I mean, do you guys all know, hey, there's this Rick Dancer guy, we're going to use his stuff? Is that what you do? No, I understand, Josh, and I if you stop doing it, I forgive you. If you keep doing it, then you're an asshole. And I want you guys to. I mean, how does it happen? I want to understand how this happens, because I just got off the phone with a lady today from Texas, and this is happening to her right now. And her friend is the same thing. My picture's like out in hundreds of places. So could you tell me more? Josh, you're a brave young man, and I thank you for coming on here and doing that. This is not what I was expecting to do today. So you guys on Facebook, I'm sorry you can't see the conversation over here. I'm trying to read everything that comes up. But this young man has joined me on my Instagram account and is telling me that there's this group of kids in Nigeria. They have my pictures, they follow my Facebook, my Instagram, and they use these to lure women into relationships, and then they try to get money out of them. Can we speak privately? I'll tell you all you need to know. Yeah, Josh. Okay, so I have to get on a phone call. God, this is so weird. Yeah. So how do how do we want to do that? Can you tell me how to do that with you? I don't know how to call Nigerian. So if I mean, I can give you a phone number. Can you talk to me? If I give you a phone number, can you call me? This is so odd. So if you guys just joined on Facebook, we've got a young man in Nigeria, and he's confessing to me that he uses my picture. I send you a DM and how we can talk, okay? Okay, if you send me a direct message on how I can get a hold of you, then I would love to have a conversation. Probably my contact. Josh, okay, I need to talk with you. I hate to lose you, because I want to find out how I stop this, because like I said, you seem like a very good person. Well, Josh, right now you've done some really shitty things, but you seem like you might be a good person too. But don't fuck with me. Do you understand me? Do not with me. Because I am so sick of this happening, and it happens so often, that I mean, I had to call a woman on the phone, a 72-year-old woman, and tell her that you were not me, and you took somebody like you took $5,000 from her, and she was heartbroken and crying. So you're hurting. It's not me you're hurting. Yeah, you're using my identity, but it's not me that you're hurting. Oh, I won't, Melanie. It's not me that you're hurting. You're hurting women, and you're preying on lonely women, and you're making them fall in love with you using my face, and that's really a bad thing. I had one of these people one time sent me a funeral bouquet after I came on and publicly said, if you don't knock this off, I'm going to find you. And the next day I got a bouquet from FTD Florist, came to my office, and there was a bunch of lilies, and a note that said, we're sorry for your loss, we're watching you. Scared the hell out of me. I want to stop all I do. Sometimes life is really hard. I know I've been selfish. I wish I could say this to the world. Well, you just did. And you better stop. So I know, Shelley. I'm quite aware of that. So I just want to know how you guys do this. Wow. So Josh, is there is there like a site where you get my picture, or how do you guys know to do me? I mean, how do you all find it? Is it all like, here's this guy, we've been successful before? Is that how it works? Can you tell me if that's how it works? I'm doing what you suggested over here. Can you tell me if that's how it works? I'll tell you all you need to know how it all works. So we're going to be doing this on a direct message, like through Instagram or something like that. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me? Sorry, I'm... So Josh, how do I trust you? Huh? Okay. All right. Yeah, I think you're right, Stacy. So Josh, let me do this just in case we don't catch up. Um, so I just want you to kind of hear this from me. I don't want to. I'm not like a guy who threatens people, but because I can't do anything to you, and you know that, for stealing my identity and preying on other women, I can't do anything to you at all. But God will get you, and the universe, or whatever you believe. I don't know what you believe in Nigeria, but you better stop doing this and tell your friends to knock that crap off. Because what the thing you don't know is women are getting on to you. They're starting to figure it out. They're starting to know that you're full of shit. And if you guys don't be careful, you're gonna get nailed. I mean, because you do it so much. And would you just leave me alone? I don't want you using my picture anymore to make... I have some women that write me letters that are nasty because they think that they fell in love with me and then I'm betraying them, and it wasn't even me. It's you and your friends. Are you all friends? Can you tell me that? Can you just tell me before we hang up on this thing? Are you guys all like a group of people that know each other? Is this like a a connected group of people? Can you tell me that, please? No, I know that, Gina. I know, but I want to find out. There's got to be more to it than that. Because the amount of times this happens, it's not that people are finding Rick Dancer in Springfield and Eugene, Oregon. Yeah, everything's okay, Hans. I've got a kid on here from Nigeria who's admitting to me that he's part of a group of people that use my picture to lure money out of women. I just got off the phone with the 10th one I've had this week, where they try to get money out of women. So he's just telling me he's sorry, and I'm trying to be careful. I'm also trying to find out more about it because I want to know why me, and I mean, I just kind of want it to stop. I'm really tired of it, and and he came on here. I was just doing a live, and he came on, so I'm trying to get any kind of information that I can right now. So are you still on here, Josh, or did you give up on me? So apparently they follow my Facebooks. No, authorities can't. They don't do shit. They can't do anything. I tried reporting it once, and I just got a death threat from one of the companies in Nigeria. They sent me flowers and a note that said, "Sorry for your loss. We're watching you." So anyway, okay. Well, I guess Josh, you must have left. I'm gonna hang on here just for a second. I need to make a phone call that this is happening. You guys, this is so freaking weird. I know it's probably weird for you because you guys don't know quite exactly what's going on, but if you were like in my shoes, I have wondered what this is. Yeah, 10th this week. No, I've had hundreds of these, and it takes up my time. It's really creepy. And I've had to call 72-year-old women and tell them, for their daughters, tell them that it's not me. And then they cry and they give them $5,000. The most I know that somebody's given is $5,000. So anyway, you know, it's funny. This kind of puts life in perspective. I've got people bitching at me because of what I said about the protesters downtown, and I've got somebody mad at me because the way I talked about someone with a disability, they thought I was being demeaning, but they don't have the balls to say who they are in an anonymous tip. And then I get a kid from Nigeria who comes on and confesses that he's part of the problem that's been making my life a living hell. I would much rather deal with this. Oh, okay, I missed it. Okay, I'd much rather deal with at least. I mean, it's so. Doesn't you think that's weird how life is? So I'm talking about the dishonesty of life, and then I get a kid on who I'm gonna take the good side. I know I've hear your warnings, people, that he might be just tricking me. But I'm going to look at this from a side that here's this kid who feels so bad about what he's doing that he actually comes on and has the balls to address you and me. I'll tell you this. This is my thought. This is my top thought. And he may be farting around with me. I respect him right now more than I do the idiots who are anonymous and want to complain about something. Or the people that want to call me a dick because I disagree with them. I would rather have this. I think this is the most amazing thing right now. I don't know if you guys think that's bizarre, but this is just weird. You know? Oh, wow. It's just crazy. Rick, if you call me, email me, I'll walk you through a way to find a lot of these fake sites for you. Okay, I'm late for a phone call I'm supposed to be doing right now with a friend of mine. So I really should go, but I'm just a little freaked out. Not in a bad way, but just I love how life works. This is I mean, do you guys? Am I overreacting? I think this is like phenomenal. I'm on here talking about shitheads and people who don't like me because they disagree with me or are complaining because I did, you know, my hair's too long. I don't know what it is. Then I get some kid who comes on and confesses that he's been using my face illegally, and it just how life is such a balancing thing, you know. You guys had the only reason you hang out with me is because these weird shit things happen to me all the time. This is I'm your entertainment because life is so strange. Okay, so here's the good thing. At 2:15 today, we're going to be down at the downtown mall at Kesey Square, and I've got a Ugandan gentleman, who's here. He's a singer, and he's going to come down. He's going to sing in the streets of downtown Eugene, and we're going to hear his story. So that's happening at 2:15 today, thanks to Dave Cameron at Summit Funding. So if this wasn't entertaining enough, I've got a really cool story for you. Same part of the world, but a really honest guy. So anyway, it just doesn't get any weirder than this. All right, I'll talk to you later. Whoa. Oh, man. This just totally blows me away. Oh, God, you are funny. You are funny. That is just how crazy stuff.